Good morning, everyone. It's Sarah, and welcome to Coffee and Crochet with Sarah. I'll tell you more about this cup a little bit later. Well, it's Tuesday, and if you don't know, every Tuesday we try to have a live Facebook chat over on the Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page, 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time. And then afterwards, I tweak it up a little bit and shoot it over to YouTube. I found out recently that it's against Facebook policy to do both at the same time. I was looking into some broadcasting software and I found out because I wanted to be able to do the live video simultaneously through YouTube and through Facebook. And after some discussion with some friends, I did some investigating and found out that that's against Facebook policies. And so what we're going to continue to do is do the live chat on Facebook and continue to shoot it over to YouTube. That way, all of my Facebook friends and all of my YouTube friends can get involved in the giveaways and all the fun yarny goodness that we talk about and do on our live videos. I love the live videos. I love seeing all your names stream down. And I know a lot of you were talking about Romper Room. I never watched Romper Room, so I went in on YouTube and looked to see what she did. And I have to tell you, it was really cute. I just never had never seen it. I have a confession here. We didn't grow up with a television. Not because we couldn't afford it. My mom just didn't want it in the house to distract us. And so I went over to my friend's house occasionally, and watch TV, but we didn't have one, so I never really saw Romper Room. So anyway, I'm going to go through and say hello to all my friends that are here on Facebook. I see Kimberly and Stacy and Susie, Lori, Crystal and Rhonda, Rita and Joanne, Beth, Melissa and Tina, Stacy, Ari, and Jennifer. Let me move this down. Kimberly, Lori, Gail, and Kimberly again. She said she loved Romper Room. It was really cute when I watched it on YouTube. One of the neat things about YouTube is they have a lot of the old stuff. And I was watching some of the Brady Bunch stuff because I did go to my friend's house and watch the Brady Bunch because I did really like it. So anyway, but I was a little older then. All right, so anyway, that's one neat thing. You can go on YouTube and watch some of the old videos there and snatch some of those up for fun. It'd be great to have some of your kids and some of your grandkids watch some of the things that you watched when you were little. They would probably say, wow, that's boring. Oh, well. All right, let's see who else has popped in. I see Teresa and Carol and Ruby, Karen and Amanda, Tammy, Mary, there's Kimberly again, and Tammy, and Rita. Okay, now I'll try to catch up. Something that happens when I'm on live on the Facebook page is the comments go so quick sometimes that I'm not able to catch them. So if I miss something, go ahead and repeat it, and then I'll see if I can catch it again. All right, now I want to show you, everyone's talking about going to Hobby Lobby and finding all the great clearance. Well, I went to Hobby Lobby and mine's not having their clearance sale just yet. And I talked to the girl. She calls me the yarn lady. But I talked to she's not a girl. She's older than I am probably, but she's a wonderful lady and she knows me. And so I talked to her. She said that the way it works is they send down the documentation and then they go through and mark them all down. And and a lot of people are like, is the Hobby Lobby not going to carry yarn anymore? And that's not what it is at all. Every spring, and they have a huge change out of new stuff, and they clearance out some of the old colors and shades and things like that they're not going to carry anymore. I also saw that some of the Marley yarn, I think it's sheep chick sheep, they're discontinuing that. Now I know you can still get it at Red Heart, but that's something, if you can get in there, if your Hobby Lobby is clearancing it, that's a good thing to pick up because it's wonderful yarn. But you can also find that at Joann's, I think. I can't remember. Hobby Lobby, Joann's. It might just be those two. I've never seen it at Michael's. So anyway, while I was in there, I thought I would check out their gardening supplies. So I bought this enormous coffee cup. Isn't that adorable? Well, all of my stuff out on my deck is all like bright greens and teals and blues and kind of a creamy white color. And so I thought I would plant a plant in here, but I discovered it doesn't have any holes for drainage. And I suppose I could put some rocks down in there. And then I realized that it's the perfect size for cake yarns. And so this baby is staying with me for when I use my cake yarns. And something that you can do, if you have a bowl that you're using, and it's not really a yarn bowl, but you want to use it as one, all you have to do is take the yarn and put it through the handle, and that'll help it pull out quickly. You can still pull it out of the top, but if you just pull it through here and do it this way, it gives you just a little bit of extra tension if you need it. But anyway, I thought this was awesome. 1 cup of coffee a day? I don't think so. And by the way, I used my 40% off coupon, so it's only like $7 or $8. And I've paid that for a regular size coffee cup. So it was a great deal. If you're looking for a yarn bowl or just something fun, you might want to do that. All right, are you ready about our giveaway? Let me set this down. I'm going to lean over here, set it on the floor out of the way. Are you ready to hear about the June giveaway? I am so excited. When I received these, I was so excited. All right, are you ready? We're going to be giving away 2 of these Ammi Jerummy cakes of yarn from Red Heart. And you're also going to receive a container of the stitch markers. And there's 35 stitch markers in here. When you do Ammies, I'm going to call them Ammies because the name is so hard, or little stuffies, it's a great idea to have your stitch markers. And these are the rubber ones. I don't know if you can see too much glare. And I really like those. Let me show you by Boy, I think. The ones that I like, they look like this. And they're like jelly. Let me get it where you can see it. There we go. And they're like jelly. And they're my favorites. And they work great for the Ammi. And so if you win, you're going to get 2 cakes of the Ammi. And these are the 2 you'll get. This is the unicorn. I'm turning them sideways. Is that better? So you can see. We'll get it. There we go. You get enough yarn to make 2 unicorns and 2 elephants. You get enough yarn in each cake to make 2. Okay? It's a number 1 super fine 100% acrylic. And you'll get 2 cakes and the stitch markers if you win. Good deal, huh? And of course, anybody can win. We'll randomly pick your name in 2 weeks. Let me look at my notes, see if I put the date on here. On June 17th, I believe that is the date. It's 2 weeks from today, so you have 2 weeks, and all you have to do is comment. Now, one thing I want to remind you is once you've commented, like today on the Facebook comments, you're already in the drawing, okay? And it's the same thing on YouTube. You don't have to comment a whole bunch of times because we'll only put your name in once. And what we do is we copy all the names down, we put them in that random generator, and we just and let it go, and then whatever name comes up is the name that wins. That's why it's real important if you use like a handle, like, I don't know, Crochet 1011 or something, you might want to type in your name next to it because for some reason, some of those that are kind of weird, it doesn't accept them. When I go, because I have to type them all in manually. I do a lot of copy and pasting. So anyway, 2 weeks, June 17th, Tuesday, in our next 2 weeks from today, in our live video chat, I'll announce the winner of the 2 cakes and the stitch markers. All right. Now, the last winner contacted me really quickly, but I hadn't heard if she's ever received it. And it's real important to me that when you receive it, just shoot me an email or comment anywhere on my Facebook and just let me know that you did receive it. Because according to my where I keep track. You know, you get a tracking number and it tells me if it's delivered. According to that, it's been delivered. And so I just want to make sure that you got your prize. I had some problems, I think it was about 2 years ago, when I first started doing giveaways, that I had some people saying that they were the person that won and they weren't. And I sent the prize to the wrong person. And I ended up just giving the other person something else because the prize went to the wrong person who said they were that person. So when you contact me, and like I say, when it comes to these giveaways, never ever put your email or your information out there. You send me a message on Posh Pooch Designs, or you can send me an email by going to my webpage, www.poshpoochdesigns.com, and there's a contact button, and you can send that to me, and then you can send me your shipping address. But what happens when I get that information from you, we do a little bit of checking to make sure you're really who you say you are. Because, that just broke my heart when another person said they were the person, and I was so excited because they contacted me quickly, and I sent it out, and it wasn't them. And that happened, it was about 2 years ago, I think, 1.5 to 2 years ago. And so I don't want that to ever happen to any of you, all right? All right, I'm going to set those aside out of the way. I have a whole bunch of stuff to show you. My whole desk is just filled. Now, the next thing we're going to do first is we're going to actually do our clink in, okay? And I've got my pineapple coffee cup for reals. All righty. Clink in. Clink. Isn't that the cutest thing? I just love that. And it's a nice big coffee cup. Not as big as my other one, but I'm not going to put coffee in that one. That is going to be a yarn coffee cup. All right, let me sling back through here real quick, see if there's anybody I missed. Paula, I don't know that I said good morning to you. Let's see. Gail, I don't think I said good morning to you. Dawn, Stacy, I got you guys. Okay. Now, another reminder about the giveaway. There's Karen, I see her name, and Crystal. I think I might have missed you all, Nicole. The thing about the giveaway is, like I said, all you have to do is, all these comments that are already here, all of you that commented, you're in. And it's the same way on YouTube. Whatever comment you make, even if it's just, hey, you're in the drawing, okay? We just take all the names from the comments. All right, and we, like I said, they go in that random generator. All right, now I wanted to talk to you today. I've been getting a lot of questions, and it has to do with ads on my YouTube and my blog. And so what I wanted to do is talk to you a little bit about why they're there and how you can help me keep my patterns free. I do have a lot of patterns on Ravelry, and you have the option to click on the link and go to the blog for the free pattern. Or you can purchase the pattern there. And we set that up because I had a lot of people that would ask me if I would put it in a PDF format, because they don't really like doing it off the blog. They don't like copying and pasting or any of that. And so that's why those are there. And I realize that the majority of the people are looking for free patterns. And I want to say free, well-written patterns. And that's why we've been going through, I mean, like I said, I've been writing patterns for over 30 years. I've been crocheting for over 40. And we've been going through a lot of my old patterns, retesting, using new types of yarns and maybe some more popular colors, and updating those patterns with lots of new pictures. We're making it so that there's a PDF that you can purchase if you want to, but the pattern is free on the blog. All right, now, one of the questions I got was, I hate your YouTube channel. I hate having to watch the ads. Okay, now, on the YouTube channel, yes, it's free to put on YouTube. But something that I would like for you all to, just to kind of get an understanding of, is that they're not free to me. Okay, and I want to kind of go through this. I wrote down jotted down just some information. Yes, a lot of times I do get yarn companies that send me free yarn, and they ask of me just to write a pattern, make a video, and post it. And a lot of times it's new yarn so that they can get some patterns out there so people can see some things that they can do with it. But for the most part, I buy my own yarn. So there is a yarn expense. There's also an expense of hooks, buttons, needles, scissors, the basics. right? Just like you purchase yarns, I do too. And I love it. You all know I'm a yarn addict, all right? But there's also expenses on putting together a video on YouTube. There's writing the pattern, designing the pattern, having it tested a couple of times and retested. You know, there is expenses on my cameras. I have 4 different cameras that I use. I have a new computer that I have to keep updated, you know, with all my stuff, because technology changes rapidly. And so there's an expense in keeping that updated. There's an expense on my microphones, my speakers, you know, all of these things, these equipments, lighting, cameras, those are expenses. And what I try to do, and that's just expenses. And what I try to do is to make the best videos I know how to do. And my way and my style a lot of times isn't like everybody else's. Everyone has their own technique. But what I'm trying to do is keep that pattern free for you. And the reason that there's a couple of ads at the beginning, they're usually only 3 to 4, maybe 5 seconds at the most, is because if you just let those videos play, I make a few pennies off of that. And I can take that money and put it towards equipment and updates on programs. I have to have an editing program, a broadcasting program, and all of those things do cost money. Okay? The other thing, you know, I get a complaint from now and then saying, why do you have ads on your blog? And it's the same thing. And I want to tell y'all something that you probably aren't aware of is, aside from all the videoing and the photographing for the cameras and, you know, photograph editing programs and all of those things, there is an expense of time. When a pattern designer, whether you're crochet or knitting, there is a lot of time involved in making and designing that pattern. For me, it begins with a sketch or an idea. And sometimes it just begins with touching yarn. You know, it sounds weird, but I'll go into a yarn store and I'll see some terrific yarn and I'll think, I wonder what I can make with this. So I purchase that yarn and I begin designing and I'll sketch something out. And you have to, you know, in my mind, I have to come up with stitches and designs, and all of that stuff takes time. Once the pattern is tested, usually I make a test item. Then the pattern has to be typed up and written. It has to be tested several times. It has to be looked over. It has to be photographed. Those photographs have to be edited. And if I'm making a video, the time it takes to film the video. Then the video has to be edited. Then it has to be checked. Then it has to be watched, you know, and it's a lot of time. And that's the other thing that I'm talking about. And the average crochet pattern that is just basic takes about 48 hours. And when I say just basic, basic. Here's my Opos hat. I designed this a couple years ago and then we refilmed it and updated it. And just to get this pattern out to you for free, because I want to keep it that way, 48 hours. Now, if I were to multiply that times $10 an hour, it'd be what, $480? And so, and this is not a complaint in any way, because you all know that I love what I do. I absolutely adore yarn and I love designing patterns, but I'm just trying to give you an understanding of the time that it takes. Now, if a pattern is more intricate, it takes more time, right? And think about this. If you go to work, and a lot of us do, and you work an 8-hour job, I used to be in retail. Long ago, I was a kindergarten teacher, and there's a lot of hours that you spend away from your family. And I view this as my job. But if I only spend 8 hours a day, I can't get it done. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say. And a lot of times It's well into the night finishing a design to get it to where it needs to go on time, deadlines, things like that. And so what I'm trying to express, to get across, is again, I absolutely love what I do, but I want you to understand that it's not free. It's free for you, but it's not free for me. Okay? But it's not, I'm not complaining. I want it to be that way. I want to get these out to you for free if you want them for free. And like I say, we've been working really hard to make good PDF files. We sell them really cheap if you want the PDF file. And of course, you can find those on Ravelry.com. And the last thing I want to say is I realize there's a few, especially on YouTube, the way it's set up now is if it's a 15-minute video, I believe you'll get 1 up to 5-second ad. If it's longer than 15 minutes, you'll get 2. And I don't put any ads into the middle of my videos. I don't like that. A lot of people do, but it drives me nuts to be watching a video on YouTube and have it ads in the middle of a crochet pattern. I don't like that. And so I don't do it that way. My ads are at the beginning, and I think at the end occasionally. And so this is all I ask of you. Start your video, go grab a cup of coffee, a drink, or a snack. Let that ad play. And then by the time you get back, it's done and the video of the crochet pattern has started. All right? And it's the same thing on my blog. You go to my blog, there might be an ad pop up here and there. Hit that X. It turns the ad off. And most of the ads that come up will have a little X up in the right-hand corner. Just click that X and it'll go off. And that way, if you just let the ad play or let it show up or whatever, like I said, you're giving me just a little amount of money. I don't make very much money, but it helps to pay for the equipment and the yarns and the things that I need to keep these crochet patterns free for you. Because in the long run, as I always say, I can't do what I do without you. And I appreciate that you watch my videos, that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, that you like my videos, and every single video underneath it in the notes section is the written pattern. You go down, click that written pattern, and my blog pops right up. And so that's how we can work together to keep as many patterns as possible free. All right. Now, one of the things that we're also doing as we're updating patterns is I'm taking a whole lot more pictures, and most of the newer videos will have a photo tutorial also. So if you're watching the video and you're not quite sure what my hands are doing, you can always click that link underneath the video and it'll take you to the blog and you can see still pictures as well. So that's just something I wanted to talk to you about. It came up a couple of times in a couple of groups that I was in. And I know I've talked about this in the past, but it's just, I just want to keep my videos free for you. I want to keep my patterns free for you because I want you to love to crochet. I want you to learn to crochet. And like, you know, that's why we did last year the Back to Crochet Basics Learning to Crochet series. Those videos will always be there. The patterns will always be there for free for you. All of our crochet alongs, all the patterns will always be there for you. Unless YouTube does something weirder, you know, you never know. It was completely down on Sunday. You know, those video patterns and the blog patterns will always be there for you. And if you're looking and having trouble finding, if you go to my blog page, my cover page, just go to the playlist, and I have categories where all my videos are. Or you can go to Ravelry.com is the best place to go. Put in Posh Pooch Designs, and all my patterns will come right up. Alrighty? So anyway, I wanted to just chat about that a little bit to kind of give you an understanding. Because I know until you've done it, you don't really understand the amount of time that goes into it or the amount of expense that goes into it. So like I said, if you want to help me, start that video, run get a snack and a cookie or a bowl of ice cream, and by the time you get back, those ads will be over and you've let them run and you've helped me out by letting those ads run. And a lot of them are skippable. If you look down in the corner, it'll say skip ad, and you can click that. So, but if you want to help me, let it run. Let me make a few pennies off of it so that I can continue to keep our crochet patterns free for you. All right, now the last things I want to talk to you about real quick is what's new this week at Posh Pooch Designs. And we're kind of concentrating on Father's Day and some other things. And one of the things I know I told you all about, I don't know if I told you last week, about the little boy's mom who contacted me about the No Worry Monster. And here's the No Worry Monster in the blanket. And this is the Sweet Home Red Heart blanket yarn. And you can use any blanket yarn that you have. It doesn't have to be this, as long as it's a chunky number 6. And this is what the little monsters look like away from their blanket. And what you do is you make the little monster, and then you make the blanket, and it has a 12 chain in the middle, and you just stick that monster right up inside, and it stays put. See, here's his head, and here's the bottom of him or her. And the story is, a friend of mine's little boy was going to camp for the first time, and he was embarrassed to take his, I think it was a teddy bear, I can't remember, but he was embarrassed to take his much loved thing with him because, you know, he's had it for his whole life. It gave him comfort at night, and he was afraid to take it because he was afraid the kids at camp would make fun of him. I believe he was just out of 2nd grade, and I think it's this week that he went to camp. I can't remember. I'll have to ask her so that I can get an idea of how it worked. But I told her, I said, you make it, then he knows it's from you with love. He can hide it in his pillowcase or wherever. And then if the boys are in his cabin or however they're staying do find it, he can throw it around like a football and have some fun. And so she's not going to send the lovey. She's not going to make the lovey, but she's just going to make the, I believe she already made it, the little No Worry Monster. You can make them in, variegateds or solids or whatever blanket yarn you have left over. You can make these. Super easy, and they're a great gift. And then the pattern for the lovey is from another pattern. We just used the same one. It works perfect, and it's a great, great pattern. And we did that video, I want to say last Thursday. Then we did the Opah's hat. And the Opah hat, the original one, here's this one. It's kind of worn out. My husband's been wearing this one. Kind of worn out. And so we decided to update the pattern because he needed a new one. And so this is the one I did this Friday, I believe. And this is that comfort yarn. Let me get it. Comfy Cotton Blend from Lion Brand. The color is called Fireside, I believe. Yep, it's this one. And so I made it with that, and I used a little bit of cream for the trim. And it will fit a man's head that's about 22, 24 inches. And I give you some instructions on if it comes out too big or too small, how to adjust that. And I'm always surprised when people don't, when I make the whole thing and then they don't get upset. Okay, I'm going to try this again. When they make the whole project and don't measure as they go, and they make the whole thing and it's too big or too small. So make sure you measure as you go. If it's coming out too big, go down a hook size or 2. If it's coming out too small, go up a hook size or 2. Remember, we all crochet differently and have different tension and gauge. And we talked about that last week. And I did get a few people who did their gauge squares. Now, if you didn't do one, you might want to watch last week's video talking about gauge and tension and practice with a little gauge square. And it will tell you if you crochet big or loose, like I said, or if you crochet tight or small. It will just help you out. And it will also help you with knowing when you're doing other patterns how to adjust. All right. And then yesterday, we did the cotton sweatband. This is Skip. His name is Skip. He's wearing the 2-inch headband. Are you cute? And this is Stockinette. And she's wearing the same headband, only it's 3 inches. And in the video, I show you how to crochet the cotton headband. And it's a cotton headband because it's a cotton sweatband as well. And so I show you how to crochet and how to adjust it to make it a little bit wider. This is 2 inches. and this one is 3 inches. And also, it's completely adjustable for any size. And so this will work for a man, for a woman, or for any size kids you want to make it for. And I think these would be a lot of fun to make if your child or partner is on a sports team and you want to make them in the colors of the sports team. I think that would be so much fun. If your colors are red, white, and blue, or green and yellow, or purple and gold, or orange and navy like the Broncos, you can make them in your favorite sports team's colors. The thing is, it is a cotton headband, and I did it in cotton because it is for sopping up the sweat. But if you want to wear it for just a headband, it's a medium number 4. You can always make it in an acrylic yarn. All right, now we're all done, except there's one last thing I want to tell you about. The loveys that I did were made out of the Red Heart Sweet Home yarn. And I was out and about, and I happened to stop in Tuesday morning. If you have a Tuesday morning, they do have a yarn section. Some of the yarns are not priced very well. Some of them are. And so I went ahead and picked up, I want to show you some more Bernat blanket yarn. And if you can see the price on there, it was $1.99 a piece. And this is, let me check here. I'm trying to find the ounces on here. They're hiding. Oh, there it is. 5.3 ounces. They have blue, they have brown. And then I also picked up this variegated beige and purple and this variegated beige and blue. And so, I won't tell you how many I got of each one, okay? But I like to stock up on the blanket yarns this time of year because they're at a great price. And then when fall comes, you've got some great blanket yarns for some great projects. All right, that's a lot of information, wasn't it? And it's been a great time, guys. I want to make sure I said hello to everybody and see if we have any questions. Let's see. There's Aurora. I didn't see her pop in. Susie Parker, Carol Smith. There's Marlene. Tammy. Let's see. Jennifer, Nancy. There's Rita again. Thanks, Rita. All righty. Let's see. Trying to see if I missed anybody or any questions. Kimberly says, if you X out the ad, doesn't that mean you don't get paid? And yes, that's the truth. I'm just giving you an option. So, you know, just FYI. And another thing is if you go to my blog and you want to copy and paste and print that blog, pattern off the blog, go ahead and X out those ads, and some of them will come off, some of them won't. And when you copy and paste, it's not always going to look exactly the way the blog look. It just really depends on where you're pasting it to. When I do that, I do it on a Word document, and then I kind of straighten it out, and that way I can print it off. But usually it's with my own pattern, so. All right, let's see. Any other questions? Okay, looks like we got everything. All right, there's Ann. She just popped in. All right, I think I got everybody and all the questions. So anyway, one thing to remember, if you have a question that you want to ask, maybe I haven't covered it or you haven't looked through my videos and you don't know if I've covered the question, you can go to www.poshpoochdesigns.com, and up in the right-hand corner, it says contact. And if you click that contact, it'll shoot right over to my email. And we've just had to kind of straighten out my email. One of the servers that I was using no longer does it, and so we've been doing some rearranging. But it will go right to my email, and you can ask your question. I got several questions yesterday, and I don't mind your questions at all. As a matter of fact, I like them. That way I have something to talk about on my next live video. All right, now if you popped in late, you can watch it from the beginning on Facebook, or you can wait till I shoot it over to YouTube and watch it over there. Now, don't forget about our giveaway. Make sure I get these the right direction. We've got 2 Amy cakes from Red Heart and a pack of 35 stitch markers because you need those when you do Amy's. And everyone who comments is entered, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. The winner will be revealed or announced June 17th at our live video that day on Tuesday. All right, everyone, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I hope you're already having a great summer.